down because once the weight training, the sleep, the sprinting, those are the main contributors. I'm not trying to judge anyone, but I don't like when influencers aren't transparent and have
That's my biggest problem as well.
yeah.
They don't say anything. I believe like if you're taking anything, TRT, steroid or whatever, we need to be more open about it. Hey, welcome to Better Self Podcast. It's your boy Phonchrist, and we're back for a brand new episode today with somebody's called Jonathan. Is a master training. So today we're gonna talk about testosterone, how to optimize it in a natural way. We're gonna add some fitness as well, a lot of things around it, nutrition, vitamin, anything. All right. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let him introduce himself. He's gonna do it better than me. So, Jonathan, what's up?
Not too much. I'm grateful to be on your podcast. I'm excited. As you mentioned, my name is Jonathan. I'm a master trainer, Guinness World Record holder.
Mm,
I grew up always being active, but got into fitness. Just to give a little brief bio, learning the hard way. I didn't know how to
mm,
work out. I couldn't afford a personal trainer.
yeah,
So I learned through trial and error, had injuries, imbalances,
yeah,
and then pursued the credentials to fix myself.
yeah.
And then as I gained the credentials and, fixed my imbalances, that's how I found the passion for teaching others.
Yeah, I mean, I always say to people like the best way for you to kind of learn about fitness, especially when you're new, is to kind of like have a lot of injury because when you have injured, that's when you know yourself better. You know how your back hurts, how your knee,
Yeah.
you know those name of the muscle that you never knew before, rotation curve, you know that, you know what I mean, the hips issue. Like I think that's how you learn the technique and then you gotta be more careful. I think that's the best way. You have to hurt yourself, you have to be injured. I mean, you have to be able to recover to kind of like know, the reason why, the correct way to train. So what make you actually train? Was it more like self-confidence or was it, because for me, it was more like because I felt like I was too skinny. I didn't really like how I look. I was like, I gotta change something. And I
Ah,
just started and I just fell in love with it.
that is a good thing to mention because it really does make you more confident.
Hmm.
And but no, I started when I was 16, and
Yeah.
I started because I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing myself get stronger
Hmm.
and seeing the progress. It was motivating, and it was an outlet as well. Having so much energy, it
Yeah.
was an escape at the time. Even though over the years my motivation changed,
Yeah.
but it was always that outlet.
Or you
It
become
was
less motivated or
it helped me. It helped me, with motivation, with focus. It was always that like escape, but it really did help me with everything because as you know, it's a keystone habits. It made me eat healthier. It made me, I didn't want to stay out late with friends. I wanted to get home, get to bed early, to go to the gym early. So it changed my whole lifestyle, even as a teenager.
okay, then that's cool. So we're just gonna go straight to it. I know you have a lot of knowledge when it comes to fitness. So testosterone, what do you know about it? Do you kind of like, can you give us some, do you have anything to say? Like, because a lot of people there, as I said to you, because of the way Andrew Tate things now, men looking like men being strong and all that, we feel like we need that to have more strength. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to know if you can actually help us, like, do you know any way how it works and then any way to kind of like boost it for people?
Yeah, so I would say first of all, well, I'm a drug-free athlete, so I've never taken any synthetic
Yeah.
steroids, performance-enhancing drugs.
I'm talking a natural way, so don't worry about it. I'm not gonna go
Good,
to
good.
that.
No, I like that. And I'm
Yeah,
not a doctor, but in my experience,
yeah.
so I would say to start with the baseline,
Mm.
um, I would say first sleep. Sleep is the most important thing because
I
if
struggle
you,
with that one.
oh man, because yeah, if you don't get enough sleep, it just destroys testosterone levels. So getting that steady sleep, and it has to be a consistent sleep pattern. So I'll start with the
Mm.
basics, and then I'll get into more like vitamins and stuff like that. But yeah, you definitely need to get the foundation down because if you sleep decent most of the week and then have one night where you don't sleep well and you stay up late, it throws off your whole sleep cycle. So you
Mm.
want to have good, consistent sleep, to have that foundation. Then I would say the weightlifting. Weightlifting is one of the biggest things, increased testosterone. So lifting heavy, all rep ranges. So not just going in there and, picking up lightweight for, 20 reps. You want to choose a weight that's challenging for the rep range and you want to get in the low reps. So that power range, 1 to 5, 6 to 8, once you work up to it, of course. And so, yeah, heavyweight and sprints. So starting with the sleep and the exercise foundation,
Mm.
because you don't want to jump right to supplements or right to, focusing, obsessing over vitamins and minerals until you have the foundation down. Because once, the weight training, the sleep, the sprinting, those are the main contributors.
Yeah.
So yeah, so sprinting, for example, if you do like intervals or just sprints, either way, it boosts growth hormone, testosterone. If you do, let's say, sprints once a week, interval training once a week, and then like a steady state run once a week, but not too far, maybe like
Mm.
2 or 3 miles, up to 5. But the longer you run, the more it affects testosterone in a bad way. So yeah, once they have a foundation of that, they'll see a huge difference. And then on top of that, you can cut out microplastics, try not to drink from bottled water, trying to avoid.
Oh yeah, that's another thing as well. What about like like you cannot drink from like plastic bottle, right?
Yeah, supposedly I've read a lot of studies how the plastic leaches in and you get microplastics and then your body perceives it as like estrogen. Same thing with shampoos and stuff like that. So I would say you can I would look at water next and try to get rid of plastic bottles and just drink from a filter, and you can have like a thermos if you need to bring water with you. I would try to avoid plastic. And then
So that mean like when you buy, I mean, I don't know if you buy water. Do you actually buy it, or or if you buy water, it come in a plastic anyway. So
it does. I have, I've recently I was drinking out of plastic a lot, but I just recently also made the change. I was so tired of it, and because I know that it must be affecting me hormonally in a bad
is it
way.
is it is it more bad when you open it already, or let's say the water is in the shop, right? In the plastic, in a
Yeah,
bottle. If you empty it, you put it like in the metal or any other glass bottle. That's fine. Or is it from the shop already bad? Or is it like as soon as you open it?
it's hard to say. I do know that it's not good to sit in the heat. So if you have like a package of bottled water
Mm.
and you keep it in your car in like the summer sun,
Yeah,
supposedly that's
yeah.
going to leach more. But I don't know if they're ever, you know, in shipping and storage. I don't know if they're ever in
Mm,
hot environments already.
mm,
But you can always get a water filter like off
yeah,
Amazon. Throw it on a faucet as long as depending where you live. Because I know like my dad's
yeah,
from Greece, and in Greece, some places you're not supposed to drink the water. So it
yeah.
depends where you live, but most places throw on a filter on the faucet and you just drink straight from the faucet.
Yeah, I think that's not so
Yeah.
bad actually. Yeah.
And then the other thing I was gonna say was sugar, cutting out
Yeah,
sugar. And
yeah.
sugar also kills testosterone. Like direct correlation. You eat something really sugary, really sweet, insulin goes up, everything else goes down. So try to cut out sugary foods. Then you can get into the more of the nutritional side and mindset as well. Not to jump around, but
Mm.
I feel like testosterone will increase, certain times. If you're being competitive, if around attractive women, there's different scenarios. So I feel like you can almost kind of shift your mindset. Like if you're going to the gym and you want to have a crazy workout, you can kind of get into that mindset where I feel like this is my theory, but I feel like you can kind of, raise it a little bit.
Oh yeah. I mean that's true. I kind of like agree with that. But when it comes to the workout, people always say like, I think you have to focus more on like big muscle, like such as legs, body part. Like people say like legs. I think is one of the most important. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, yeah. So not all muscle groups are created equal because some have more of a training effect than others. So like you said, legs, bigger muscle groups release
Mm.
more, growth hormones, testosterone, and more training effect on the body. So you don't want to start with like biceps, you want to start with a bigger muscle group. And so if I'm going to work out my full body, for example, if I was going to do like a full body routine twice a week or 3 times a week, I would start with legs and then,
Mm.
chest or back and then, either shoulders, or I like to break it up in movements. So, for example, horizontal push is chest, horizontal pull is back, upper back, vertical push is shoulders, vertical pull is lats,
Yeah, yeah,
elbow extension, elbow flexion. Your core does four things: a rotation, an anti-rotation, a flexion, and extension. And then your legs either hip dominant or knee dominant. So you can break it up, routines up like that. And then there's
yeah.
other ways to kind of customize it.
Are you more into like full body workout, or you focus more on the thing is like split?
That's a good question. I've done them all recently. I kind of do a little bit of both, where I like functional training and hybrid style training. So I don't do bodybuilding stuff, but I also don't like doing full body in one day because it's a lot. I'll do it for like conditioning maybe once a week.
Mm.
Aside from that, I like doing a push day. So I'll do like chest, shoulders, triceps, maybe a leg exercise. Then I'll do a pull day where I'll do, a heavy horizontal pull, which is upper back, like a dumbbell row, a heavy lat pull down, curls, something for like extension.
Mm.
So I'll break it up a little differently. And then a leg day. So I like push pull legs. A lot of people don't like that, but I like push pull legs and then like a full body conditioning day or something functional or you know what I mean? It kind of gives you some.
Yeah, I used to do that as well. I mean, I used to do like a split, like, and then after that, I have one time in the week where I actually do the full body workout.
Oh, that's
So for me,
perfect.
yeah, I used to do that. I mean, my mind is like, okay, I'm trying to like reset my body, or to trying to like get everything. Because if you do like chest, let's say I'm doing like chest, like the typical chest and triceps, and then you can do like a back of your little bit of shoulders as well, and then you can mix with some arm, and then after that, you have a leg day, and then another day you do like full body workout, more like compound movement, you know. So I used to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, of course. The reason why I do that because I like having like less break during my workout, so it can actually look a little bit like a cardio because I don't really do much cardio, so I just do like high intensity kind of workout. So
I
because me, I
see.
focus more on strength
So you
rather
superset.
than yeah, superset, yes. But the only problem I have with that is I've been doing that for a lot of time, but what I realize is I mean, you have a lot of strength in terms of like you have less break because when I train with other people, they're like, "Oh my god, are you on drug or something?" Because your heart's always pumping, you going back to back. But the only thing you struggle is with that type of workout, you cannot lift too heavy, so
Ah,
you're always
yes.
gonna be block with some medium type of weight, you're gonna feel like your body's training, but you're not gonna hit that plateau because you cannot increase the weight. And now that's my issue today. And now I feel like I need to kind of like switch it up and then start lifting more heavier and then keep on track of my weight, like the weight I'm actually pushing and trying to like make increase it like week by week. I don't know if your
Yeah.
technique is more like increasing weight or I don't know. How do you track yourself?
I like to do that's great training, very functional the way you're training.
Hmm.
For me, I like to focus on the strength and like the power ranges.
Hmm.
So I'll kind of split it up where I'll focus purely on going heavy uh not every workout because I'll change the rep ranges, but when I'm there for like my heavy pull day, I'm doing like 5 reps, 5 sets of like row. And I'll rest 2 minutes in between, so plenty of rest. Sometimes I'll maybe superset with a different pull movement. Otherwise, I'll just keep it separate to really get as strong as possible, and then I'll do my cardio separately.
Hmm.
So you can
You
try
do
that.
cardio daily.
Not not daily. I would say I try to do 2 to 3 runs a week to maintain. So I'll try to do like a speed work day, an interval day, and then like a 3 to 5 mile run for like that steady state work capacity.
Hmm.
But yeah, like ideally 3 days a week, or maybe instead of the speed work day, like a full body conditioning day, kind of like how you train. But I like separating
I
the
think I
power.
want to try what you're doing now. I think my mindset is more going into that because now I feel like I need to kind of challenge myself to push more heavier.
Yeah,
Because
I think you do
I don't
great.
really take a lot of break. I feel like now I need to like just calm down, go hard, and then take a little bit of 2 minute break and then just go back again.
Yeah, if you're going heavy, like, 6 to 8 reps, you could rest minute and a half between each
Mm,
set. And if you're doing like push and pull, you could superset. So you
mm,
can do like dumbbell chest press, heavy set, six reps, 7 reps, 8 reps. And as soon as you finish, you could do like heavy rows, same
yeah.
thing. So you could superset like that. But if you're doing like a pull day, heavy dumbbell rows, you could rest 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. You're just
Mm,
focusing on the strength, the power.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. So the other thing, what are you actually? Because I know, like, I want to talk more about what you do, and I think the whole trying to be better. So, what is your goal when it comes to fitness? Like, what you like? Because I feel like as I watch your video, I think you was on the Guinness record as well. Was it for? I watched a
Yes,
little bit of snap of that. Is it? Was it like a pull up we was doing with the
it was a dead hang, so it was
dead hang, right?
heaviest weighted. The wording was a little weird. They wanted to change the title. It was heaviest weight lifted while hanging suspended in a dead hang position. So basically, just a weighted dead hang, 300 pounds for a
Damn.
minute 4 seconds. Thank you.
Yo, I saw that video. I'm like, this guy is mad, you know. So yeah, so what are you actually working on? Like, what's your goal when it comes to fitness? Because I know things can get a little bit boring when you start training. First of all, you are young and you feel like, okay, I want to challenge myself, and then after time, things get a little bit boring now. So I think you have to find like a purpose.
Oh
So
yeah.
what are you trying to do? Like,
I like to push myself to see what I'm capable of. So being drug free my entire life, I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And I think it's fascinating how the body adapts. And so I just like to keep pushing and see how far I can go. So for example, in high school, I was so excited when I got 135 pounds on a bench. I was
uh,
so excited because I started with like a 25 on each side, which was like 95 pounds. I'm not sure what that is in kilograms, but and then I was excited when I got 185 pounds, and then 205, and then 225, and then 275, and then 350. Like it was cool how the body had hit a plateau, and then
uh,
by mentally just not accepting it and pushing through, weeks or months later, I'd break through and get to another level, and then
yeah,
another level, and then even when there were times where I couldn't lift consistently, I'd get weaker. But coming back with muscle memory, coming back was always easier, easier and easier and easier. But my why, I would say, is to inspire others to realize that they're capable of much more than they know. So symbolically, we all have these self-imposed limitations, and if we just break down our own limitations and get out of our own way, we can accomplish way more than we even know. So I never imagined I'd be a Guinness World Record holder, but by just pushing myself throughout my entire life and getting a really good strength to weight ratio, I'm like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", 83 pounds. But by getting the stronger I got, the lighter my body felt. So the
uh,
easier pull-ups would feel. And so I saw that I was pretty close to like climbing records and hanging records. So then I just decided to go for it. So my point is that everybody's so much more capable than they even know.
yeah, yeah. I think you gotta push yourself. I think we
Yeah,
don't know until, especially like when you train with people, sometimes you push yourself in a way where you never done before when you're on your own. Because I feel like we
absolutely.
don't know how much we can actually push.
Yeah, I completely agree. For sure.
So what about, I know like you say something about supplement. You don't really take supplements. I know like the different type of supplement, you know what I mean? So do you class like creatine part of it as well, or you do you take any type of supplement? Or you just
Personally, I don't right now,
uh,
and throughout my life, I never really did. I just prioritized lifting consistently and trying to sleep as much as I could.
a
And
bit vitamin? Do you take vitamin as well?
I need to start taking at least a multivitamin. But for like the last 10 years, I would just lift. I would just have some coffee and just lift. A lot of people will, you know, get in their head and think like, oh, I ran out of my supplement. I can't make progress in the gym. And they don't necessarily need any of that to make progress. If they're just lifting consistently, eating good, sleeping, you know what I mean? So if they're doing the fundamentals, they're going to have amazing progress. But supplements are great. I just haven't really prioritized finding a supplement that I like. Sometimes I would do protein shakes. Sometimes I tried creatine for,
Uh,
a few weeks when I was younger. I'm 36 now, and it works. It gives you a little bit of an edge. So there's little things. I tried a couple pre-workouts. Glutamine helps you recover faster. So there's supplements people can use.
there's
But
such a thing as vitamin, like I mean, like what do you call it, magnesium and all that. You don't take it to kind of
uh,
help your body, because I feel like this is kind of needed because when we train, we break our body a lot, and sometimes the muscle tissue kind of struggle to recover. And then again, if you eat the right food, I mean, when it comes to supplement, there is like a different type of supplement. When it protein is something like you don't have to have it because you can actually get it from food, especially someone like you are like have more knowledge about the fitness, about the food. You can actually get it from food. Creatine, because for what I heard, the research that I've do, I think is like the not perfect, but like the most searched supplement in the world. So it's more like I'm not gonna say it's as safe, but it's actually there's less risk only if you don't drink a lot of water. If you don't drink a lot of water, you might actually have like kidney failure or something like that. But when it comes to the vitamin, it's different because most of the food that we eat today, they are actually like ultra processed food. So is not as natural as we think it is. Sometimes you can't eat fruits. You might think like the fruit that you're having is a real fruit, but
Yeah.
he's it's been like work out, so it's not really like as natural as we think it is. That's the reason why sometimes we need like such as like vitamin like K2, and you need like magnesium because of your muscle, because of your bones, because